Hey everybody, this is the boy, aka Matt's son, and you're listening to Subfacts, the greatest podcast ever. And if there's any attractive ladies, preferably 11 through 15 in the audience, DM me on the gram.
Hello and welcome to Subfacts. I'm your host Matt. I'm here with my partner in crime, Mooney. What's up, Mooney?
What's up, dude?
I am so scared for this show.
I'm scared for this show.
We've had crazy
This is
train
your
show.
baby, and you're like,
I think I might be sabotaging the show.
for what reason?
I've had a rough week. We'll go into it, but I've had a rough week. So I don't know if it's just me going crazy, and this could be it. Like this could be the official self-sabotage show.
It could be.
So
Could very well be.
I folks, I don't really know what to tell you, but we have a special guest in the room. He might be joining the show, but the boy himself is stepping up to the plate and sitting in to see his old man work.
Nice.
So what's up, son?
Hello, I am the fascinating creature this guy has made.
Way to go. Okay. I'm cutting the mic right now.
Wait, no.
I don't call him the best color man in the league. Nothing, folks.
Okay, well, we'll bring the boy back a little bit later for some. I've got some stories to tell, and he's involved. So,
Oh, gotcha.
We
Okay,
can
so
have
he's part of
him-
story time.
yes, he's definitely part of story time. So, we'll get to him a little bit later. Before we get to the warm up, though, because I don't want to forget it because it's really important. I want to say happy birthday to the U.S. Marine Corps.
Oh, there you go.
Today
Nice.
is the Marine Corps birthday. It is also the birthday of my personal favorite Marine, my grandpa, who unfortunately passed away this summer, but Semper Fi grandpa.
Go Semper Fi.
And of course, tomorrow is Veterans Day.
Absolutely.
So definitely thank you to all the veterans out there.
100%.
We love you. Hopefully you're enjoying our show. And,
Absolutely. Thank you
know,
for your service. Happy birthday. We love you. Keep it
yes,
going.
all that good stuff. And with that being said, I think it is time for
El Warmo Uppo.
boom.
Can we change the name into the El Warmo Uppo? Can we change it?
Sure, why not? I think we could.
All right, guys.
What-
Here's the warm up today. We've got
He's like, I'm busy. He's doing another podcast somewhere else.
didn't want to tell you that, but that's what's going on. So first
Oh, wow.
question: the McDonald's McRib is on its farewell tour. Do you
Mhm.
think this is really the last time McDonald's will sell the McRib sandwich? Do you like the McRib? Does anyone?
Ooh, I think
Okay.
we have different answers here.
So my thoughts are the McRib is like Motley Crue. They tell you they're going to retire, but never retire. We went to their farewell tour, and yet for some reason they're still touring and just announced another like European.
This is
Stadium
this
tour.
is their farewell tour.
Yeah,
Like the Hulu Plus Plus.
yeah. So no chance are they getting rid of the McRib. They're just toying with the emotions of the 5 people that actually like them and order them.
Okay, so that answers your second 2 questions.
Why? Yes,
All
I think they're gross.
Okay, well, I agree with you on number 1. I
Mhm.
do think this is a brilliant marketing strategy to drive people to buy more McRibs
Mhm.
because my wife has already gotten it 3 times, I think. And I've gotten it once.
Yes.
I actually like the McRib. I don't like the sauce, so I get it
Mhm.
plain with extra onions. So I think the sandwich is delightful. But this is absolutely a ploy to drive more business. It may disappear for a longer time this time, maybe 2 years, but they will absolutely bring it back. There is going to be people
Mhm.
complaining and writing in and demanding they bring it back. This sandwich is hugely popular. I don't know
Mhm.
what you're talking about.
No, I've had it like once, I think. My only problem, and I didn't hate it. It's it's edible. It's just that like it's never gonna take over my number 1 seat. Like you know me, I'm a creature of habit. I McDonald's. I order everything the exact same way. I never deviate. I never once go, I wonder what a Big Mac would taste like today. Nope, I go with the same thing. So
I can't blame you there. And I'm going to, after the
Mhm.
warm up's over, we're going to touch on something you just said.
Oh, okay. We're going to touch what I said. Okay. I think that's it for this question.
Awesome.
Bam.
Great.
Question.
All right, next question. Would you flip a coin if heads you win $10 million instantly or tails you die instantly?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Wow.
I will just go out on a limb and say no chance in hell. I'm not a gambler by nature as it is, and I have the worst possible luck. So no chance would I do that.
Oof.
You would though. You're a gambling man.
I am a gambling man, and that's a
Because
50% chance.
in $10 million, you're set for life. You don't have to worry about anything.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna lie, that's a tough one. Like if I
It's
had to
kind of like Squid Games if you think
if
about it.
I had to decide instantly, I would say no. But if you
Mhm.
gave me a week to think about it, I would probably talk myself into doing it.
Yeah, it's kind of Squid Games.
It is Squid Game. That's an outstanding question. But yeah, if
Mhm.
you gave me a week, I would probably do it. Maybe 3 to 4 days.
Mhm.
Yes. But instant, if you ask me immediately, no is my answer. But
Mhm.
like you said, Squid Game. You come back and you play the paper game and you wait till, maybe something else hits, like a bill hits or something else happens and you maybe want to go on vacation. You never know.
But just know there's no do-overs. There's no like,
I know
you
no
can't go, hey,
do-overs.
best of 3.
Well, what I'm saying is let's say you just ask the average Joe. Let's say you didn't
Mhm.
ask us and you ask someone and then all of a sudden they say no, but let's say they come home, they find their wife cheating on them, right?
Mhm.
Then all of a sudden, like, a bill hits or something about their parents happens. And now they're, $10,000 or $100,000, boom, they have, a bill due, their wife cheated. Then you sit there going, well, who cares if I die, right?
Yeah.
So if you get the person in the right time, they may answer a certain way.
I get you. I got it.
For you're never going to say
there's
yes.
no chance. No chance.
But I think the average Joe,
Mhm.
it's just going to depend on when you ask him.
Okay. Fair
How
enough.
much would it have to be for you to say yes and do it?
You guys know this. I love life way too much. Like
there's not an amount of money.
there's not an amount of money because I would lose, and I enjoy life to the fullest. Love it. Well, not to the fullest as far as like I'm not that guy.
No, your value of your own. You place too much of a value. Not what I'm saying is you have too much confidence in your.
Like we've established, I have the
worth
boy
to America.
I'm literally looking at my spare parts right here. Like if
I know, but you think America enjoys you alive.
Yeah, like if I need a kidney, I'm going to him. If I need something,
right? That's what I'm saying. You value your own life more than you value other people's.
Oh, lives. Absolutely. That's why I'd be terrible. I wouldn't do it.
That's why you wouldn't serve in the military.
No. And sorry, vets, but I support you 100%.
Right. I mean, that's what I say. It could be $1 billion. It could be $20 billion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Next.
All right.
Question.
Next question. What was the best 80s TV show?
Oh, that's a tough one based on.
God, you should have us rank these. God. Oh man,
I think we're gonna.
You have some. Okay, let's just. One. If people can, and for the people that are only listening, and there's some really good ones on here. Different Strokes, Greatest American Hero, Night Court, WKRP, Growing Pains, Cheers, Dukes of Hazzard, Family Ties, Alf, Magnum PI, Three's Company, A-Team, Quantum Leap, Knight Rider, and Miami Vice. And Who's the Boss?
Yep, it's pretty much everything anybody watched in the 80s.
God, I know mine.
I know mine, but I don't think we're even going to come close.
Oh, you know what? I've had different ones at different times, but overall, Growing Pains is probably my favorite.
It's a solid one. And keep in mind, as you know,
I love Joanna Kerns. Loved her.
I love me some TV. So I definitely watch.
This is up your alley.
Every one of these. And the thing that hits me right off the bat is Different Strokes. That was my jam.
Solid. That's my top 5.
I love the Gooch.
The Gooch.
Like nothing wrong with that name, the Gooch.
The Gooch.
But the only thing that bothered me is there was an episode where the Gooch tormented Arnold his whole career.
Of course.
The Gooch put Willis in the hospital.
Ouch.
And
Poor Willis.
then way later in life, in the Ted McGinley stages of different shows, he wasn't on it, but that stage where they bring in Danny Kuchsky as Sam and all that stuff,
Right.
they bring in a foreign exchange student, Camilla, who was a heavier set woman, and she tore up the gooch.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. Yeah,
and I'm like, no. The gooch has got a history, years of beating kids up and putting them in hospitals.
Well,
and then Camilla just comes right in
absolutely.
and takes them out.
She's got some foreign moves that she knows. She can bust them out.
But she wasn't foreign. That was the joke. She was actually like American, but her like dad was in the military.
Maybe she had some jujitsu training or wrestling training. Who knows?
Maybe. I don't know. But I was like, the gooch, really? The only person that stood up to the gooch was Mr. T and Carmilla. Remember? He was like, hey, you gooch. It was one of the greatest episodes ever. It was when Mr. T was on Different Strokes. But
that's awesome.
So I gotta go Different Strokes. I still know
the boy wants to chime in, but he's never even seen any of these shows.
He wasn't even alive.
You've never seen any
actually
of these
he did.
shows.
He did. He actually got a signature from Alf.
Alf is awesome.
So Alf is on the you're chiming in. Are you gonna say something about Alf?
No, but if Beavis and Butthead.
That wasn't the 80s, sir. That was the 90s.
Oh, actually?
When 90s?
Oh.
It was in 90.
It would have been like 92.
All right.
92 or 93.
No, I think it was like 96.
I was a senior in high school when it started.
So I was going to say, I mean, if it was late,
it was like 92. It was like 92.
I mean, early 90s, not far off. I love Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah,
but is it a TV show? Is it a TV show?
It's totally a TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it started off as they were just
played videos,
but
they played
it was
videos
a half-an-hour show on MTV.
Yeah, there was like three. They had like three different mini shows in between. It was definitely a TV show, definitely not 80s. But I think The Boy, we have watched some of these old shows, and Alf is the one we've seen he's seen every episode of.
Oh yeah, Alf is funny.
So, hey Willie.
Awesome.
I loved Alf.
Alf is solid. It still holds up too.
Mel Mac.
Yeah, you can go.
Hello.
Hey, hello.
Oh,
hey, don't touch the camera, sir. Nope. Just deal with it.
You can see it later.
Yeah, it's not boobs.
Is that Un Yang?
Never mind.
I don't know who it is.
I found a picture. I just Googled like Asian
She looks
woman
like
with potato salad, and this is the only image that came up. So
it looks more Native American. Like like we're getting ready for Thanksgiving.
She's a hello and a half, though.
She's an Asian woman because apparently she does a cooking show or something. I don't know, on YouTube.
Nice.
Okay. Hey, works for me.
Okay. So you mentioned about deviating when it comes to McDonald's, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I had a conversation this week with people about like going to a restaurant, and I'm sitting there going, why deviate? Just get the same thing that you like. If you deviate, you're going to find something that you don't like. You're going to be unhappy. You're going to pay for it. Then you're going to leave. And then you're going to want to go back like 2 weeks later. And then guess what? They're going to have another special. And then you're going to try that. And the whole thing is going to repeat itself when you could just have your favorite food and be done with it.
Yep.
I agree with you, Mooney. There was a restaurant in Springfield, and I never got anything but the same thing every time I went. And I went there for like 20 years.
Absolutely.
I do that with everything I do. Like they said, pick a restaurant, I'll tell you, or pick a thing, I'll tell you exactly what I'm going to get. Like, me, I love me some Outback. I've ordered the exact same thing every single time I've been there since they opened.
So it begs me to another question. Do you love Outback, or do you just love one meal at Outback?
It would be one meal at Outback because, like, I have no idea what their chicken. I've never had Outback chicken. It could be great. I don't know.
Right. Okay. So, for example, sorry, Brian, go ahead.
I wasn't saying anything.
Oh, I thought he fell asleep again. So, Texas Roadhouse. I like their steak. I like their chicken. I like their Caesar salad. I like their alligator bites, which are like these Monterey Jack. I've had like 7 or 8 different things I like there. So I've tried different things, but I know based on the food description, I'm going to like them.
Yeah.
My point is I can say I like Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah.
But can you really say you like Outback? Is you get one dish and one dish only?
Yeah, I think you can.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. I think it's a good debate.
I'm going to have to chastise the boy on the show.
Why? Because he
like He's like bouncing
What happened?
balls and
He's
stuff.
juggling and doing like
Yeah.
acrobatics.
He's like juggling behind the scenes.
I want to see. Does he know how the show works?
Yeah, he doesn't understand that it's an audio medium and not a visual.
Audio medium.
And so it's like, boy, you will sit in your seat and you will like it.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like Judge Smales.
You have like it's another Mogwai. You've been Mogwai.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to that. Don't think we're not gonna get to that. It's a whole big show. So anyway, folks.
The big show.
Before I get into that nightmare, I want to give another shout out to Matt from England.
Oh, nice.
Matt from England is, in my opinion, is doing the Lord's work.
He is.
So
He's a big supporter of the show.
Yeah.
He's makes things happen behind the scenes.
Absolutely. And after the show, we did a show a couple weeks ago where I was talking about in Europe, they're having V-flavored chips.
Can't wait.
He's actually hunted them down.
And he's getting us some.
And he's going to get us some and ship them to our show so we can try V-flavored chips on the air.
Wait, can I have some?
No, you're too young.
No, but like you don't have to be 18 to try them. You can just.
Well, we'll see.
No, I mean, like, I'm being serious.
What does the bag say? We don't know. Does the bag say you have to be over 18?
I think it does. I think you have to be over 18. You can watch us try them. We're going to have a panel of people. We'll have a panel. We'll have a panel of our favorite guests.
Absolutely.
That want to try
to be a best of the best up in here.
And so we'll have everybody will try a V-flavored chip and see if it holds up. So
It'll be a much more pleasant experience than the freaking Pocky one chip challenge that.
Oh, I know, right?
Crushed my loins.
Well, I wonder how the V-flavored chips come out the next day.
Oh, I'm sure they're
It'll be
awesome.
fine. Okay, cool. So anyway, we're gonna get a couple bags and we'll try them on the air. It's gonna be fun.
And thank you.
Yeah, so it's gonna be good stuff. So thank you, Matt from England.
Keeping it real, Matt. Keeping it real.
That's somebody who's going over and above the Call of Duty. So with that being said, let me get you into my week. It's been rough.
Into your week. All right, here we go.
I'm going to tell you kind of a good thing, which was really kind of cool. I mentioned it last week, but the boy and I went to Fredericksburg, Virginia last week to meet my personal hero, my favorite football star, Dexter Manley.
D-Man.
And Charles Mann, his partner on the defense, was also there.
That's awesome.
So to get those two in the same room.
You got the Secretary of Defense and his running mate.
I don't remember with Charles Mann if he had a nickname or not. I think he did, but I don't remember what it was.
No one is cool. No, it's not a cool nickname as the Secretary of Defense.
No, that's the greatest nickname you can have if you're on
a defense.
Apparently it was cement.
Was it?
Like the letter C dash ment, M-E-N-T.
That actually is pretty dope.
That's awesome. I had no idea.
That is pretty dope.
C-Man and Secretary.
So anyway, so we go and it was just him and I, and I'm giddy excited. Because this has been since I was 10 years old, big fan of this guy. So I finally get to meet him and I'm giddy. So I tell the boy, I was like, you got one job. One job.
Oh no.
I said, here's the deal. We're going to get a football signed. So I had, by the way, it's hard to get anything that says Redskins on it because everything got wiped out.
Absolutely.
So I found a football that's made for getting autographs on with the Redskins logo, and it's got some stuff on it. So it's the official old school. So I'm like, good. I got this football ready. I got a paint pen ready to go, And so then I tell the boy, I go, look, you're going to be my photographer. I said,
and that's his.
I'm going to get
uno implement
because he doesn't care who these people are. So I'm like, I'm going to get the signatures. But here's the thing: if you want any money, like after I die,
you got to get this right.
You got to get the picture of them signing it, so that's your proof.
Well, man, that's a lot of pressure you're putting on him, though.
He can use a phone, camera, not too much.
I know, but it's a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure.
So I said, here's the other thing: if there's a photo opportunity, if I get in the picture, you need to snap a picture.
Absolutely.
So I'm like, okay, and he's like, don't worry, Dad, I got you. And I'm like, okay, cool.
All right, he's up to the challenge then.
We're gonna have a good day. We get there early. You know how I do.
Yes, I do know how you do. It's so nauseating at times.
and Dexter Manley gets there early, so we have something in common. He starts signing like all kinds of stuff for the people who brought him there. And when we get in line, we're like fourth in line. When it's our turn to get up there, I'm not gonna lie, I choked a little bit.
You choked.
You know me, I talk to anybody. And
I do know you. How did you choke?
And I've met other like Redskins before. I've met other celebrities.
You have subfacts gear on.
I was ready to pimp the show. I was ready. I even had like my phone queued up to the intro that we played last week. I was going to be like, hey, this is what's up.
Completely.
He looked at me and went to shake my hand.
And it was like seeing the Beatles.
It was. A tear didn't go down, but I'm saying I choked up. And then I turned into like a 14-year-old girl because it was like, like, you've been my hero since I was 10 years old, blah, 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 that kind of thing.
Wow.
So I'm not paying attention to what
you fangirled this guy, and you're a grown man.
100%.
Wow.
So here's the other thing. I'm all caught in the moment, not paying attention to the fact that like, I'm sticking my gut out a little bit because I'm like, hey, can I get a picture? And he's like, sure, no problem. Stands up. And I'm thinking, okay, great. I'm going to take this great picture. And I look at the boy, he's got the camera ready. He gives me the thumbs up like, hey, we've already done this. We're good.
Yeah.
Because when you take a picture, you snap a good couple just in case one doesn't turn out. Yeah.
And then you say, maybe, hey, Dad, get rid of the bag that's in the picture.
Yeah, you would think. So anyway, then, so Manley talks to the boy a little bit, asks some questions. Then we go to Charles Mann. And by the way, I shook Dexter Manley's hand like 3 times. Once again, fanboying out.
Right.
Then we get to Charles Mann. Charles Mann couldn't have been any nicer. Shake his hand, ask if I can get a photo. He's like, sure. I get for the photo. I look at the boy. The boy gives me the thumbs up of like, I got this.
Bam.
Right. So I'm thinking this is amazing.
You got signatures.
I'm ready to go.
Hands, you got pictures.
And then the boy's like, I got the best pictures ever. I'm going to show you in the car.
And you're stoked.
And I'm like, this is amazing. I'm
happy. Like,
I don't get happy
on sunshine.
Yeah. There's no more happiness.
Right.
I couldn't get any more happy. So we get in the car and he's like showing me the pictures and I see the Charles Mann picture and I'm like, this is fantastic. We have the best picture. Me and him, lighting is perfect, all this stuff. So then I'm like, okay, let's get to the money. Let's get to the one we all came to see.
The real show.
And
your favorite.
I kid you not. Charles Mann and Dexter Manley were sitting next to each other. Same room, next to each other. Charles Mann looks like the picture was taken like that day. Dexter Manley looks like the picture was taken in 1973. The lighting is completely different.
So he screwed you on lighting.
And my gut's sticking out a little bit. And I'm holding a plastic bag for no reason. I was like...
But he said he got you.
Yeah, he was like, we're good.
He gave you the thumbs up.
He was like, we're good. And so I was like, okay. So like, me, my favorite person, one of my one person on the Mount Rushmore of me.
Yeah,
I'm with, and I'm
your Mount Rushmore of favorite players, and he was like, I got you.
And I'm basically holding a grocery bag. Like a plastic grocery
bag, and you're looking up, and the person who took the picture looks like they're 2'3".
Yeah,
and they're looking up at you guys.
and so I'm like, okay, let me see if I can manipulate this on the phone.
No chance.
No, there's just no way. And
how was he a superstar on the Man, but he completely flopped?
Well, see, that's the weird thing too, because when I say I met my favorite player, they were expecting, oh, you must really love Charles Mann, and I'm like, no, the picture from 1973, that's me and Dexter Manley. That's my dog. But so I was like, dude, you could have told me that I had a bag in my hand. I was like, you could have told me I had a bag in my hand, and he goes, who cares about a bag in your hand? I'm like,
yeah, it does. It looks like he was still playing at the time, and you were just like someone who ran into him.
Yeah. So he was like, he goes, who cares that you had a bag in your hand? And I'm like, it's called photographic composition, sir.
Wow.
And so
when he had his college jersey behind him too.
Yeah. See, look at that. The Charles Mann picture.
See, that was great. He did a good job.
Happy, nice, how you doing? And then Boom.
Yep. Wow.
So I did send it to our boy Ben from KStreetPhotographyDC.com
Right.
to see if he could actually manipulate it and
We'll see.
make it.
Right.
Yeah.
He's a magician.
Yeah. So he was like, I can't take the bag out, but we can kind of help out.
Oh,
And so
man.
I was like,
Oh, that's
okay. No, but I can't rib him too much because he did me a solid. There was nobody else that was going to take a picture. He did a great job by the way, the pictures
he batted 500.
He took great pictures of them signing the ball, and I think he was basically working on his investment. So he didn't care about his old man.
Right.
It was more when he dies, I'm going to Pawn Stars with this football, and I got.
So he takes after the old man in that regard.
I can't fault him on that part. We did have a great time. He got to meet some legends, and
that's cool. Good day. Yeah, overall, good day.
It was good. It was good stuff. So we had an overall great Father-Son day.
There you go.
Boom. And
Can't
so
beat that.
Yeah, just next time I'm bringing a photographer with me.
Bring Ben, pay for his entry fee.
Oh, that's what. Why didn't I do that?
Yeah,
Ben
paid for his entry fee, got him some lunch, and you would have been perfect.
That's a perfect idea. Why? I don't even know why I didn't think about it. Ben would have had some like drone shot stuff going on.
Absolutely, he would have.
Can you imagine if I'm like?
And you think he had good shots? Him signing the ball. The drone would have been like.
Imagine if I was like, "Hey Dex, hold on, the drone's coming."
Right, and then these would have been high quality shots too.
Oh, you know it. Okay, that's it. Next time I do anything where I'm meeting a celebrity, Ben's coming with me.
There you go.
He's going to get the magical shots. And then you can be in the shot, boy. Okay, cool.
Seems really excited.
Yeah. Okay, so now that was the best part of my week. It only went downhill from there.
So you had like very big high, and now you have a very low.
Oh, this is not funny. So last week I mentioned that I'd been in the hospital quite a bit.
Sure.
Family member. Well, that family member is now at my house for so I thought it was just gonna be a couple of days. I thought it was gonna be like, hey, you get out of the hospital, you recoup a little bit, and then you go to your
mend up a little bit.
Go to your house. You go,
right.
So
sleep it off, and then you're.
So it seems to me that doctor's appointments keep getting scheduled out, and it's like
further and further.
Yeah, it's come back in 3 weeks type of thing.
But why here? Why are the doctor's appointments here where
they could have gone to where they live in the state that they live?
You would assume that would be.
I thought that's what was going to happen. But anyway, what I'm realizing is the person is like, it's like having, you don't know what it's like to have like an infant in your house.
Right.
It's nothing that they're doing. It's just a matter of taking care of somebody after the hospital. So it could be anybody, but it happens to be, when you leave the hospital, there's still a lot of aftercare that needs to happen. I'm not a nurse. I'm definitely not, I'm not that person.
No.
But you have to treat the person like a gremlin. So like I have a gremlin.
A mogwai, you mean?
I have a mogwai in my house.
Because mogwais, if you don't care for them correctly, then they turn into a gremlin.
Yes. So everything is like, can't eat after midnight, can't get them wet, can't put light on it.
Can't expose them to light.
All that stuff. And
you got to constantly be watching too.
Yeah, I was a little bit casual, just kind of like, hey, sure, we could get a guest room, no problem. Yeah. And I figured they would do their own thing, and I do my thing with a little bit of, bit of effort. I might throw some food down your way. Right. I might, say hi, see how you're doing.
It puts the food in its mouth.
Exactly.
Right?
I didn't realize it's like a 24/7. You have to monitor. Wake up at certain amount of time to do blood pressure and all this kind of stuff.
Wow.
Nightmare, right? So
you're going to be like Matt RN over here.
Exactly. And here's the thing. I'm going to wholeheartedly admit I'm not the best at this. This isn't my forte.
This isn't your wheelhouse. No, not at all.
My wife, on the other hand, is like owning this. She is basically like, this is her thing. She's read every document that comes like down the pike. She's got notes on everything. She's
playing like head doctor on you?
Completely. But she's more like the Gestapo. Like literally, she gives me that look of disappointment every day.
That's what I'm saying.
This is what was crazy is the other night, there's been a couple situations, but the other night she was like, here's a sandwich, make sure you feed, feed the mogwai.
In the mogwai, that's
and I said, okay, cool. So I bring it down. I can do that. That's
right.
solid.
Okay. It's before midnight. I got it.
No, this was like at let's say 6 o'clock, whatever normal
Okay.
dinner time would be. And then around 9 o'clock, she goes, can you go down and make sure that, she ate the sandwich? And I'm like, okay. And she's got to take the nightly pills. So I'm like, okay, I can do that. I can step up to this
Wow.
one.
That's just said she's playing head doc.
So I go downstairs.
Does she have like little, like a
Stethoscope in the
no.
outfit?
What's the like a writing board and like, your
it's all over the place.
like on the edge of her bed, it's got the medical staff.
Exactly.
Did you update the
yeah, like you would think we would have like drip lines and everything.
Right, exactly.
No. And so then she goes, so she's like, it's 9 o'clock. She's like, okay, make sure she took her nightly pills, make sure she eats the sandwich. Like, sure, I'll go down, and check it out.
No problem.
I go in there and I see that the sandwich hasn't been touched.
Oof.
And I'm like,
now
look,
you're going to get yelled at.
I'm like, look, you got to eat the sandwich. And she takes like one bite and she goes, I'm not really hungry. And I'm like, you got to eat the sandwich.
Yeah. Otherwise, because then it's your,
and I'm like, you also got to take your pills. And she takes the pills, no problem. Easy.
Because if you don't, then it's your butt. Like if she doesn't eat, then you're going to get yelled at.
Yeah. So I go, and every time she kept trying to change the subject and talk to me, I'm like, take a bite, whatever. She finally gets halfway through the sandwich and I'm thinking, that's good enough, right?
Yeah.
That's fine. That's enough. I saw some eating. I go upstairs and the warden is just standing there. And she goes,
evil eye.
She goes,
ready to roast you.
She goes, so what happened? And I was like, well, she took her.
She already knew what happened. She just
exactly. You know how bosses do that.
Yeah.
She goes, did she take the nightly pills? I said, yep.
What is she, like an FBI agent?
I know, right? There was like a light on me. It was scary. I was in the dark. And then she goes, did she eat her sandwich? And I was like, yeah. And then she gave me this look and she's like, did she eat all of it?
It's like leading the witness.
Yeah. I was like, no. I said she ate most of it.
You should say, can I get a lawyer?
Yeah. She goes, did you eat most of it? I'm like, I guess she ate most of it. She goes, well, could you define most? She goes, could you define most? And I'm like, bites? She's like, how many bites? I'm like, she ate a little more than half. And that's when it just all broke down. I gave you one job to do and you couldn't even do that.
But it's not your job to eat it. It's your job to deliver.
Had I known I was going to take heat like this, I would have eaten the second half. I would have eaten the other half and been done. I could have done that.
You can say you can go check it out.
But I was honest. I was like, hey, and then it was like, I gave you one job. How can you screw that up? She was like, I've been doing this. I give you one thing and that's, you can't pull that off. I don't understand this.
Maybe you should switch roles and see if you can get her to eat the sandwich.
So then the worst was yesterday, she's like, I got to work. You got to take her to like 3 different doctor's appointments.
Oh,
and since I'm not going to be there, you need to take detailed notes.
Daggerville.
And I don't take good notes.
You are a terrible note taker.
I understand the gist of things. I'm not a details guy. I'm good at gist.
You're good at overview.
Yeah. So
10,000 foot overview. Hey, we're good.
So the Mogwai is scared to be in the doctor's office. I'm scared also because if I don't take good enough notes, I got to deal with the Gestapo.
Right.
And
so you're a lose-lose proposition.
100%. So I'm taking notes. The doctor's even taking notes, and he even put them like in the electronic guide thing so everybody can see.
And he's like, you don't need to take notes. I got you at the end. You're like, no, I need to take
the notes. Were in like triplicate. And then I get what's the difference between this and this? And I'm like, well, it doesn't matter. He said, as long as it's between this and this, that we're good. And she's like, well, what does that mean?
Wow.
And she was like, you didn't ask? And I was like, what do you mean? I'm like,
you're not a doctor. You're not even a nurse.
I feel like I need to call
you
Dr.
didn't go to medical school.
I need to call Dr. Chris to bail me out.
Absolutely.
And so then it turns on me.
How does it turn on you?
So this is comedy. So yesterday, I get through the doctors, all this stuff, and I go, I'm fine. I'm just gonna sit back and relax. And it's dark outside. Right. I go to
Can I get a moment to myself, please?
I go to my chair, have the TV on, the boys sitting next to me.
Watch a little TV.
Yeah, we're watching some shows. I go to grab a blanket to put it over, over my legs or whatever.
Oh boy.
As one would do when you're like relaxing.
Yeah.
And she's like, let me take your blood pressure. And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, well, it's not really cold. And I'm like, this blanket's kind of comfortable and whatever. Like, let me take your blood pressure. I'm like, okay. And best reading I ever get, right?
Right.
But the pulse was a little on the low side. And then she was like, no, you need to get up and walk around. And I'm like, I just sat down. I'm trying to relax.
Yeah, there's a reason my pulse is low.
And then she's like, no, you're going to go out and walk around the block to get your pulse up. And I was like,
what?
Wow. So the boy and I had to go out and walk around the block.
Wow.
Till my pulse was approved to be able to then go and sit down and watch TV.
Wow.
Did she have like,
are there TV hours up and sleeping hours?
So
and, I mean,
I love TV. I haven't watched pretty much most of my shows.
Wow, you must be wigging out.
Oh, my whole schedule's off. I'm completely, just completely off.
See, that's what happens.
Yeah.
That's what happens when an old man buys a little furry creature and puts it in your house.
I know, with a milky eye. So I got a Mogwai and a Gestapo at my house right now.
Seriously, you have James Gandolfini in Last Castle.
Yeah, and I'm not winning in any of this. There's no like I'm like, hey, sorry, I have to go to work. I'm gonna go work in
That's when you got to pull a work thing. Say, hey, I got a major project we maybe do.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about doing. But but the whole thing about like, I just can't win.
You know what? Like, I would just take a car ride and be like, sorry, going through a tunnel, can't hear you.
Now here's some more comedy. On our way out, when the boy went up because he was a trooper. He was just like, come on, Dad, let's do this. Because she was like, I want you to report. She goes, I want you to call your doctor tomorrow and report your things. And the boy's like, dude, I'll help you cheat. Just email them to me and I'll act like your doctor. I'm like, that's really going to work. But anyway, we were walking out. We opened the door to walk outside and there was a package for me in the mail, like at the door. And I was like, that's weird.
I didn't order anything.
I didn't order anything. There's this package for me.
It's your birthday coming up, though.
And it's from a prominent member in my family who should absolutely know when I was born.
We already established this.
Yes. Is it? And so it begins.
Your parental units have no idea when you were born.
So folks, my birthday is November 27th.
It's astonishing. Yes. I've never met anyone who has to argue with their parents about when they're born.
So I not only get the text of sorry I missed your birthday, but there's a package in the mail.
Yeah.
I get the package and it's like,
well, he technically did miss your birthday.
Well, he did technically.
He missed
about
it by
three weeks,
But he still has time. That's the best part.
No, and I got the gift. It's a really nice gift, and I'm very appreciative. But it is kind of, I'm like, and so it begins. Let it happen where the people either forget or have no idea when it actually is. And so,
isn't that amazing?
It's classic. It's hilarious. The funny thing is, the way the card was written, it almost made it seem like the person also didn't know my age.
Oh my!
So, I was like,
they don't know the year. Like, how does that happen?
I don't know. Like, I have to wonder. Does anybody else have this?
No, I don't.
No one else has this situation.
I get guilt trips because I don't remember my parents' anniversary. My brother does, of course.
Yeah.
But like, no, my parents know everything.
Yeah. Like
they know every day. They know they know cousin's birthday, their niece and nephew, obviously, but they know niece's birthdays, nephew's birthdays. They know their sons. Like
I know like my friends' birthdays. I know,
I know I'm a terrible birthday person.
I know all of my like parents, my I know the inner circle people. I know their birthdays. It's just fascinating to me that literally this person was 20 days off
Right. Like I know my family. I don't know anyone outside my family.
Mhm.
I know you. I know my wife, obviously. I know a few. I know my
Yeah.
close friends, close knit friends. I know their birthdays.
Yeah. But no, I find that to be so fascinating, and I have to know if there's other people that have the same thing, or am I the only Molly Ringwald?
No,
am I
you
the one
cannot be the only. I mean, obviously, it's happened before because Molly Ring. It's funny
Sure.
in Molly Ringwald.
Yeah.
They didn't make that up. No one goes, oh, let's pretend like they forgot a birthday.
Although this year I was the better man. Like before, I sent the person my birth certificate to prove because
Right.
that person didn't believe me, even when I said
This
what
year
it was.
you went thanks.
So this year I was like, thank you for the gift. Really appreciate it. Awesome. I didn't even say anything. Like the person's not listening to this show, but if they do, hey, thank you for the gift. Thank you for the gift. You're 20.
Well, we know my parents are listening.
Yes.
Every now and then. Someone, but
yes,
I don't know if they're listening always. I think there might be a mole.
Mm-hmm.
There might be. I think there's a listener.
I feel like there
mole.
was some sabotage going on, and we'll get to that. We'll get to that later. But
I think there's a listener mole that if I say something about my mom and dad, that they hear about it.
Yeah.
And then then I'm like, so I got to watch myself more than because there's a mole out there.
Well, I feel bad because I feel like you get a free pass because you're the son. I feel like I'm probably the cretin because like we both said the exact same thing. But I'm probably the bad one because
I don't know
I'm
if we
not
said the same exact thing. I'm a little more careful because it is my mom.
Yeah, I think both of us are getting our ears pulled next time we see her.
Absolutely.
And so it is what it is. But anyway, it's been a rough week.
Been a rough week. But that's why you have the show. The show makes you happy, right?
Yeah, exactly. And the boy is going to be checking out. But do you have anything to say before you? Do you have anything to say before you check out?
I thought he was like doing some sick rhymes for us.
Oh, I thought there was like stories.
Well, yeah, we just were telling some stories.
You were disappeared on the stories.
Yeah.
Oh, what? I thought.
Yeah, you didn't like. Why did you like look like you were 2'3" when you took the picture of Dexter Manley?
Oh no, that's because I was on I was trying to get an angle. You know what I'm saying?
What angle were you trying to get there?
Actually, you know what's funny is there's a picture of me shaking hands with.
Do you work for Vogue or like?
There's a picture of me shaking hands with Dexter Manley, and it's all of him and his hand, and you just see part of my arm. It could have been anybody.
I'm sure he's got a massive hand.
Yeah, but anyway, I love you, buddy. You did it.
That's it.
Well, we tried to involve you. You were like doing jumping jacks and like splits.
Yeah, you were like,
yo, I was listening. There was nothing to like.
You were throwing a ball.
You were. How
are
you?
Dude, yo, this sucks. What? I thought.
How were you listening? You didn't have your mic. You didn't have your headphones.
That is true. What were you planning on saying to the world?
Oh,
And by the way, on your little handle thing that you do, your little bumper, you don't tell anybody what your handle is.
What?
How are these fine little young 12 to 16-year-olds going to bump you up if you don't have your handle out there? This is your perfect opportunity. What's your handle?
Okay. It is Scott, and then 2, like the number 2, and then
That's it.
Scott 2 at what? At what?
No, it's for security reasons.
Okay.
The Gestapo's already been yelling at me. You think she needs to hear this?
It's Scott 2 something. If you search it in and you find it, you find it.
Whoa! All right.
Oh, there you go. If you
12 or older to ride my roller coaster.
Boom.
Wow.
So, folks out there, if you're 12 or older and you want to ride his roller coaster,
Gestapo is gonna get mad at the handle reveal, but they're not going to get mad at the roller coaster comment? Or?
Oh, that was hilarious. Come on.
Yeah.
12 or older to ride my roller coaster.
I thought he had some rhymes too, or 6.
Oh. Okay. So I'm 9'2" and my beats are really sick. I drive a nice car and I have a big brick.
Awesome.
Wow. That is comedy gold right there.
You little dirty fungi.
Okay, that's enough of you, son. Thank you for joining part of the show. Go do some homework.
Okay, goodbye.
Okay, goodbye. Okay, so anyway, I have a very, very, very special thing. I've got some surprises for you guys.
Surprises.
I like surprises.
I love surprises.
You guys, I'm not gonna lie, you guys are gonna love this surprise, folks. You guys and the rest of the world. Check this out. Just sit tight. Big surprise.
Oh,
awesome.
nice.
Is that insane or
That
what?
is really
We've got
good.
intro music.
That I got goosebumps when I first heard that.
That is nice.
Thanks to Andy from creativeunderground.co, not .com.
I love it. I think it's great.
I think it's
I
like
think you need to play it one more time.
I think we do too. It's pretty great.
I knew it would be a movie thing as soon as you start playing. Gives me chills.
It does. I wish
It
I
was
had
like-
some
it's-
stuff, good
it's-
stuff to
it's-
talk about.
It's like Jaws-ish.
Yeah, or like Spider-Man-ish, or
It's
there's
very
some
heroic.
kind of
It's
there's
like a
like
Jaws.
heroic.
Spider-Man. Yeah, as I
It
said,
is.
Jaws Spider-Man combo.
yeah.
Same Jaws because it's got like that boom, boom, boom. It's got that build up.
Like I
Yeah.
could see like a
So,
Marvel movie using that music.
In what?
Yeah.
I could see it too.
Yeah, so like now I wish I had a lot of great.
God, we could be superheroes. That would be so sick.
We could be heroes
Heroes.
just for one day. So anyway, folks, that's movies of the week. The biggest movie is Wakanda Forever, the Black Panther movie sequel.
I have less than 1% chance of seeing it.
I have less than that because I found out that it's 2 hours and 41 minutes.
Dude, knife me in the chest. No, thank you.
I have you know I'm out on the Marvels anyway.
No
I'm
chance.
completely done. I don't want multiverses, all this stuff. This isn't a multiverse. from
I'd
what I
rather have
understand.
my face go into a slap machine than watch that movie.
Yeah,
For
like
2 hours and 40 minutes.
you can't deny it's gonna be huge.
It's
but
going to do mega money.
It's gonna do
Mega.
major money, but I won't know because I won't see it. I won't be able to tell you if it's good or not because I'm not gonna see it.
There's no chance I see
I enjoyed the first one, but I'm not sitting. I heard 2 hours and 41 minutes.
Yeah, now that's less than 0.5%.
It was like there's no chance I'm going to see it, because that's a bathroom break and a half.
I mean,
It's just-
you would have to put in, man, I'm talking, you're going to have to probably put in the top 3 on my list. Beckinsale,
yeah.
Gal Gadot, Cindy Starfall.
Like, what is it that you have to? What's going to take
Constance
2 hours?
Wu.
Like, what takes 2 hours and 41 minutes to? What story needs that?
No story needs that.
All you need is good.
Especially when it's already been introduced.
Yeah, you need good guy, bad guy, fighting, end. That's all you need. You could do that in less than 2 hours, hour and a half.
And here's the thing. B-Panth doesn't have a lot of villains.
I don't
there's
even
not
know.
many villains in
couldn't
that
tell you.
universe.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. And I'm going to spoil it. I don't know for sure, but because I have no idea. I'm pretty sure Black Panther is going to be the sister. I'm making a guess.
Well, they did do some.
I think it's the sister.
Didn't they do some filming with him before he died, or
I don't know. I don't think they did.
they didn't do any?
No. And so they're keeping it a secret, but everybody I've seen interviewed, somebody's like, oh, the females in the movie are just really great. And that's when they start to hush up a little bit. That's why I'm kind of
Chadwick Boseman, right? That's the guy who played him.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to assume that it's the sister who's now going to be taking over.
All right, that's
But
not a bad guess.
They're keeping
Not a
it.
bad
They're
guess.
keeping it hush hush. It's kind of like saying the butler did it. That's
Yeah,
But anyway, I'm not going to see it. 2 hours and 41 minutes saved.
No chance.
The next movie's in limited release. I think it's like New York and LA and maybe some other places. But the Fabelmans is getting major Oscar buzz because it's Steven Spielberg's family, but he didn't use Spielberg as the name.
That looks abysmal.
Yeah, it does not look good.
It looks abysmal.
You know what it is? Like Steven Spielberg was even like, hey, it's a $40 million of therapy. It's for who cares?
There's no
Like Steven Spielberg, I'm sorry, I just don't care about you.
If you were planning to see this movie, just turn around and go home. Watch a college football game or something.
Yeah, like
it's not exciting. It's not going to be rewarding.
It's a me movie.
Yeah,
but it's getting like people like it's getting like the same kind of like Oscar buzz, all that.
I
stuff.
know somebody who's going to see it, and I know somebody's going to see the other one.
Yeah,
we both do. Space Coast Bill is easily going to see both. Easy.
I don't know. I don't think he's big on the superhero.
I might end
movies.
up going to see Black Panther. My daughter wants to see it.
You are?
So I got to take her.
You can't just drop her off at the theater.
You could. You
I
could.
get to do something with my daughter. It's fun.
Oh, look at you!
Look
You're
at
a good
you,
guy.
Dad of the week.
Yeah. So the Fabelmans, it's basically Steven Spielberg's life. He just used different names. Like for instance, like Seth Rogen plays like a guy named. The guy's name was really like Uncle Bertie, but in the movie it's Uncle Benny. So it's like, why would you do that? Just put your
really. You had to hide that.
Yeah, just use the real names, just real people. Be Steven Spielberg in the movie. We all know what it is. Don't try to be cute.
Yeah,
looks dumb.
No room for cute.
Nope. The next movie, I'm gonna throw it out there, is that this is gonna be the movie that I would see if I was going to the movies this week and not in hell. And so, if I was going to the movies, I'd go see this movie. It's called The Friendship Game.
Oh, all right.
I'm gonna throw the caveat. It's PG-13.
All right. Good caveat. Good to know.
So it stars some other girls, but Peyton List is in it. You know I love me some Peyton List.
I love Peyton List.
So this is a weird thing. So apparently a lady shows up in front of these girls and basically says, there's this game called the Friendship Game. And it's this like Hellraiser type of thing. It's not a cube, but it's this weird thing.
Gotcha.
All the kids basically put their hands on it and play the game essentially. And
almost like a Ouija board a little bit.
In a weird sort of way. Yeah. So the whole
in that vein,
the whole thing is the kids have to stay friends, or else if the relationship ends, they die.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's a whole thing of like, it's like if you and I did it, and let's say like 3 years down the road, like, you know,
like you become like a vegan and you dislike Stallone.
Yeah, or like you like hook up with my wife or something like that.
Do both people die?
I think it's the person. I don't know for sure, but I think it's the person who broke up the relationship.
Okay, got it.
But it could be both. But anyway, it seemed like an interesting concept, and it's the whole thing of like when the person's going to die, somebody sneaks up behind them and kills them, like Final Destination-ish type. Once again, I'm only scared that it's PG-13, and it's just so
you won't get the gruesome kills, but you might see some,
Yeah. And I do love like Peyton List in the movie has like green hair or
lines.
Something like that. And I'm like, oh, hey, I like green hair.
Maybe you'll catch a gratuitous shot. Maybe.
I don't know. I think there's going to be a little bit of gore, and that's probably what it is.
That's it.
But interesting concept.
Hopefully some crude language, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully some of that. But anyway, that's the movie I would go see if I was going to see a movie in the theaters. Speaking of movies in the theaters, we have another special movie review.
Sweet.
For the movie Till. And so here goes the movie review. And I'm going to make sure I'm doing this correctly. Hold on one sec.
Here's a quick review of Till, which was released on October 28th. Matt told the story of Emmett Till on the show previously, but this is the story of his murder and his mother's pursuit of justice, which ignited the civil rights movement. Most audiences are going to find Till to be an outstanding movie. Despite a sad and depressing storyline, it was well written and acted. At 2 hours and 10 minutes, the movie moves along nicely, and they squeezed everything they could into a PG-13 rating. Here's the one thing I didn't like, and it's probably not a problem for most, but although it's not a spoiler, it might ruin the movie for you once I point it out. You may want to skip ahead 15 seconds if you plan on seeing this movie. The way the director shot the movie made it seem like she was right out of film school and wanted to try everything she learned. Unfortunately, with it being filmed this way, it did bother me while watching it, so I didn't love a movie that probably deserved to be loved. If she had a Hitchcock quick zoom in, or a shot would just start focus on an uninvolved car headlight and pan up from that to start the scene. There were just a lot of those types of shots that should be occasional, but it happened throughout the movie. Overall, it was an excellent movie that just missed the mark for me because of how it was filmed. It gets 4 out of 5 rockets from Space Coast Bill.
How awesome
Boom.
is that?
Dude, spot on again, dude.
I love the 4 out of 5 rockets. I love the rocketing thing. And I love the fact that, hey, we asked and he delivered.
I love the fact that he gives like an honest review and he uses some like real movie terms. Like he doesn't just go awesome and great and cool and visually.
It's like I didn't respect. He was like, it was almost like I didn't like it when they did the fade when they
right
shouldn't
exactly.
have,
I mean, with the whole
stuff.
thing where they started off with the headlight. I mean, that was that's cool. So he's giving you some information as to how it's filmed, right?
Mm-hmm.
In other words, like you may get uncomfortable with the kind of introduction in every shot. It's like what's his name? Dean Koontz, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's over exacerbates adjectives and adverbs. Like he uses imagery like the brown colored wood, whatever, like 18 different things before he says chair.
Yeah, like I think he missed his calling. Like I know he's like working in space and stuff, but I mean, like he missed his calling. He could have been like Roger Ebert or whatever, because he's like,
Absolutely.
I'll take it a step further. And I'm like waiting for him to do like a science fiction movie where he's like the lens flares they used on
100%. I could listen to movie reviews. 100. I wish he would do like, obviously we can't have 10 minutes of movie reviews, but like if he had his own little thing every week where he gave 4 movie reviews, I would listen to it every week and then go, oh my God, I got to see this because
it's very detailed. And
Space Coast Bill says, it's got 4.5 rockets. I got to see it.
What would be cool is if they did have like blockbusters and stuff again, where they're like,
my God,
Space Coast Bill's picks, and he gave these 5 rockets.
How about that? Oh my God, if each video cassette had like
does that.
Oh my God, that would be great.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he could get a deal with Netflix, it would be sponsored by Subfacts, by the way.
Of course,
because we would have to get our share.
Sure.
But if he would have like little Subfacts logo, and then it would say it got like 4 out of 5 rocket chips.
Yes.
And then a little rocket chip logo at the end, and then like, oh my God, we got to see that.
That would be awesome. Yeah, like I think it's like Apple does it too, where it's just like they do like staff's picks or editor's choice or whatever, just Space Coast Bill's picks.
Love it.
That'd be amazing.
Love it.
No, so another great job from Space Coast Bill. Thank you for being a part of the show.
Are you going to mention the one wonderful thing that happened in movies today? Or
I don't know what we're talking about.
The John Wick 4 preview, the second preview dropped.
Sir, I spent my day getting yelled at.
Okay. Well, the second John Wick 4 preview dropped, and it's amazeballs.
Really?
It looks unreal good.
You knew I was already going to see it when he was like, yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah. But no, this is a full preview. And it gives you a little bit more information as to what's happening, what the storyline is and how he's going to kick some more butt. And basically, dude, I'm getting goosebumps. I can't wait to see it immediately. I want to see it.
Did it say when it's coming out?
No, I didn't. I don't pay attention to that.
Oh,
because I know you're going to tell me on our show.
That's true. I think I think it's like one of those May ones. I don't think
2023.
Yeah, I know, but I think it's like a May 2023. I don't think it's coming close.
May or April would fall in line with JW2 and 3.
That's what I'm thinking. So I can't wait. I'm going to see it as soon as we end the show.
Awesome.
Boom. Know what else is awesome? Know who else is awesome?
This is Cindy Starfall, and it's time for Mooney's Dugout. Love you, Mooney.
I think she makes me happier than you in a weird sort of way. Like
she makes me happier.
It's the voice. Like I know you've studied her work. And I can't say that I've done that, but I think just the voice, the way she says Mooney, it just makes me laugh.
It does.
It brings a smile to my face.
And mine too. And mine too. It hasn't been the most exciting week in sports. I think this weekend and next week it's going to blow up a little bit. Because Major League Baseball, like there hasn't been any big signings yet. A lot of people have opted out. Aaron Judge, Jacob deGrom, Rizzo, a couple of guys on Houston. So there's going to be a massive like free agent Hall next week. So I'll have
Mhm.
updates for you. Absolutely. But this week, it hasn't been the most exciting.
Well, the most exciting for me, because this does not happen, is the Flyers beat the St. Louis Blues 5-1.
The Flyers are in there. Flyers are playing some
They don't
very
beat
tough
anybody
hockey.
5-1 anymore. They used to, but
They are playing tough hockey right now.
yeah, so good on them.
I mean, the Islanders on the top of the standings, Sabres on the top of the standings. There's a lot of craziness happening in hockey.
I'm going on record. Even if we go to the Stanley Cup and win, I still hate John Tortorella.
Yes, you do. You'll never like him, no matter
No.
what. And that's good. That makes you a good hockey fan.
There you go.
So for the news I do have, so the college football released its second week of who's in the college football playoff, and that's Georgia, OSU, which is Ohio State University, and I will never call them the Ohio State University because that is the most annoying thing in the world, and people say that I get really mad. Michigan is third, and then TCU is fourth. So you have those four teams right now. TCU is probably going to drop off. Michigan or OSU will drop off because they have to play each other. So Georgia really is only the mainstay that's in there because LSU could climb back in, Tennessee can climb back in, Oregon can climb back in. It's the next few weeks are going to be really exciting, folks. Stay tuned to Subfacts. You'll get it all from me.
You mean the Subfacts?
The Subfacts.
Awesome.
We got to tread lightly on this one.
Mm-hmm.
But Kyrie Irving is being dropped from Nike almost permanently.
Oh,
so
I heard about that.
Phil Knight basically
he pulled
said,
a Kanye West.
Yeah. So Phil Knight said, hey, I haven't made it permanent yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to make it permanent.
Yeah. And so basically you guys can read up on what Kyrie did.
Yeah, we really can't go into what Kyrie did.
No, but here's the thing, and
he made anti-Semitic comments.
Yeah, and we can talk about this a little bit. I heard some commentary on the radio the other day, which made sense.
Or he was insensitive to anti-Semitic.
So here's what happens: is most, like, in a weird sort of way, some of these athletes almost should get a pass because people should realize they're just dumb by nature. Like, if you think about it, most athletes, their whole life since they were a little kid, focused on one thing. And that's all they focus on. There's one thing. Typically, they get skated through school, all this kind of stuff. They just do one thing. And then all of a sudden, like, they should almost get a free pass when it comes to social media because they get a sense of money, and then all of a sudden they want to educate themselves. Right. And so you're dealing with self-educated, somebody who just goes and blurts whatever. You should almost get, like, for instance, like, Mr. T might be a really smart guy.
Right.
I don't know. But if Mr. T comes out and says something stupid, I'm going to go, makes sense.
Dude, the owner of Chick-fil-A, they asked him a question. He answered it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And he's been persecuted ever since.
Yeah. Like
I don't care what side of the argument you on. All they did was ask him a question, and he's getting crucified for answering it.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, it's one of the things people need to, instead of just crucifying everybody, just go, hey, did you really want to make your life dedicated to this guy? Or, you know what I mean? Like,
so what are you supposed to do? I'm not defending Kyrie. What I'm saying is I'm defending your comment, which is sometimes they don't know better. Sometimes they're just answering.
It's ignorance. It's straight up ignorance is what it is.
Right. Like, if there was a professional team of TV watchers, you would be on it. And you would probably be the LeBron James, Michael Jordan of TV watchers. Right. And let's say they asked you a comment and you'd be like, well, blah, 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 and it was insensitive. I can't believe he said that. He's got to be kicked off the TV watcher team. Yeah. Right. No, like, I mean, all you do is focus on TV watching. Kyrie spent his entire career basketball, and they asked him this question, and
actually, he posted, from what I understand, he posted a link to a video.
A tweeter,
He posted a link to a video, and the video had anti-Semitic content on it.
But he's an idiot. He's been an idiot for a while.
He
didn't get vaccinated. It's the same guy that makes all these comments about the team. I wish they would get rid of him because he's a nightmare for the media.
Like, even Kanye West, anybody who literally takes Kanye West serious, you should check yourself out, because these people are like, once again, Kanye probably didn't have the greatest schooling in life. And they talk to somebody and they think, man, they talk to somebody at a party. They go, man, that guy knows what he's talking about. But then they go and spout the stuff. That same stuff happens in cults and like David Koresh and all that stuff. They're all dummies. Everybody's dummies. So why do we even pay attention to these people?
I don't know.
That's what it comes down
honestly
to.
Don't know why.
We shouldn't even pay attention to them. It should be a blip of a story.
If I'm the Nets, though, I release this guy because he's already been a major headache.
Yeah, like if he's a headache in
2
the locker
years in a
room,
row,
all that stuff, then yeah, just release him. But for the people who are being offended, don't be offended by an idiot. It's an idiot.
Yeah, that's it. He doesn't even know what he's saying.
That's
like if you asked him to clarify his comments, he wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, it's literally he's not here in the room anymore. But it's like the boy, he's young,
right?
He doesn't know about most of the world. If you asked him a political thing, he'd give you a stupid answer.
And by the way, if you ask Republicans some Republicans why they vote that way and some Democrats why they vote that way, they won't be able to tell you.
Nope. So anyway, people are dumb. That's the moral of the story.
That's okay. And last but two more things. Sorry. This is almost unheard of. I have never seen this happen before in pro sports. I am utterly shocked. Jim Irsay, owner of the Colts.
Isn't it Irsay?
Irsay. I always say, Irsay.
Oh, sorry.
Owner of the Colts basically said, hey, Frank Reich, current coach, you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
And then he hires Jeff Saturday, who played center for the Colts for like 12 years with Peyton Manning, and who's coaching high school football. He's never been a coordinator, and he's never been a coach in college or pro football.
Yep.
And he's hired him as head coach.
I am 100% for it.
Unreal.
I am for it, and the reason is, me, I hate the coaches who just make the rounds.
Right.
And it's like, dude, blank or get off the pot. If you can't get to the championships, give somebody else a shot.
What makes you think Saturday is going to get
there? Oh, I don't think that's happening at all, but I can't stand the Colts, so I don't really care.
But if
the Colts suck for the next couple of years, I'm fine with it.
John Fox on his roster, who's got, I think he's actually been to a Super Bowl before. Yeah. I'm almost positive. He's got him on the roster. He's got Brady, who's come from Carolina, on the roster of coaches. So he's got two guys with a decent amount of NFL experience, and he didn't hire either one of them to be interim coach.
I love it. I want him to be like new coach, Shecky Finkelstein.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I love it. I'm for it.
Shecky, I mean, it's a little more than that because Shecky Finkelstein played center for them for 10 or 11 years, whatever it was.
I'm just saying, why not give somebody a try? It's that would be like the Raiders hiring Ray Guy before he died. That's what I'm saying. It's like what you want to see in a movie. You want to see the young upstart get a shot at the big time. It's what we love about Rocky.
But this isn't Dennis Quaid. This isn't Dennis Quaid Disney movie.
I know it's like Rocky. If you think about it, Apollo goes and gives Rocky, this guy from nowhere, a start. What if Saturday becomes the best coach ever?
Yeah, who knows? He could. But he didn't go through the rank. It's just a very shocking move.
I'm for it. I think more teams.
I don't know if I'm against it or for it. I just think it's shocking.
As long as it's not my team, I'm for it. I think more teams should try it.
Well, okay. For example, would you hire John Riggins?
He got me fired.
No,
he literally got me fired from one of my first jobs.
So you wouldn't be happy about that.
F that guy. But I mean, I would at this point. We suck. Give somebody
can't get any worse, right?
Can't get any worse. If John Riggins can get in there and make some changes, then why not?
You know what? I don't like Frank Reich, and I could care less that he's gone, or couldn't care less that he's gone. But the thing is the GM has blame too, because he went like Phillip Rivers to Carson Wentz to Matt Ryan. Like, dude, stop getting these guys that are like.
But that's what I'm saying. Most of this is an old boys club thing. They just rotate these people. Give some brand new upstart a chance.
I'm talking about the quarterback position.
I understand that.
They basically said, hey, we don't care. We're going to plummet our team.
So, like, for instance, like Larry David like 10 years ago or whatever, said that he feels that he could coach the Jets. And the thing is, if you're obviously a huge Jets fan. If he said he could coach the Redskins, I'd be for it. I'd be like, dude, try it. Why not?
Up until Saleh turned it around this year, I would have been like, go ahead.
That's what I'm saying. Try it. What's the worst that can happen?
The Jets killed him. Maybe a little bit of the Knicks. One of the best lines.
It really is one of the best lines. But anyway, I'm for it. Give them all a chance.
All right. Okay. And the parlay. God, you know what? I took a picture this time. I'm going to be vigilant. I'm sorry, Space Coast Bill. Parlay of the week is Seahawks plus 2.5 over Tampa Bay, Dolphins minus 3.5 over the Browns, Giants minus 4 over the Texans, Bills minus 3.5 over the Vikings, Lions, Bears over 48.5.
Boom.
Bam.
Solid. Okay. That's the end of the
That's the end.
That's the end. Okay, guess what, folks?
What?
You're going to want to pay attention to this one.
Uh-oh.
We have another surprise.
We got more intro music.
We have another surprise.
Awesome.
Backstage pass.
I like it.
I love it too. It's
I
great.
like it.
And so thank you, Andy from Creative Underground.
Very cool. Both of them are hits.
Yes. So
2 thumbs up in a circle.
It is time for Backstage Pass. So this week we have, I'm going to tell you right now, nothing for you guys to buy.
Nothing.
There's an album by the Black Eyed Peas. We haven't heard from them in a while. They have an album called Elevation that's coming out on Friday. If you like the Black Eyed Peas, sure, enjoy it.
I don't even know if I like the Black Eyed Peas because I don't remember what song.
Let's get it started in here.
That's a good song.
They have
that is a good song. I like that song.
The Black Eyed Peas are made for people like you.
Yep, of course.
Like you don't have to think. There's no real heavy thinkers. It's just, good vibe type of stuff. Like I think there's probably maybe 5 Black Eyed Peas songs that
they sing enjoy. Tonight's gonna be a good.
That's what I'm saying.
I like that song.
You love this would be your band. They're not offensive. They just do their thing and have a good time.
Awesome. I do like Black Eyed Peas.
So yeah,
I thought I liked them.
Yeah, I think you're the guy. The next album you would think is going to be good, but I'm going to tell you right now it's probably going to suck. And I actually am a fan, but Bruce Springsteen has a album called Only the Strong Survive coming out, and it's Bruce Springsteen. I like Bruce Springsteen. He's obviously got a ton of hits. You can obviously go see him live and all that good stuff. This is more of a soul cover album.
Ooh, okay.
And I think I get that Bruce wants to spread his wings a little bit, but he should stick in his lane.
You've heard it?
I've heard a couple songs, but I just think he needs to stay in his lane because he's the working man, all that stuff.
Blue collar guy.
Yeah, you don't listen to, you don't think, when you think of soul music, you don't think of Bruce Springsteen. You just don't.
Absolutely not.
And so I just stay in your lane, dude. What do you come on. What are you doing?
I hate that. Huey Lewis didn't stay in his lane, and then you just gotta stay in your lane.
Yeah, just do what you do. And because other than that, you're just wasting somebody's money. That's all it is.
And here's the thing. It's a big risk because you have a tour coming up.
Well, no, he's going to tour. He's going to play maybe 1 or 2 of these songs.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
And then you're getting nothing but hit after hit.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So he won't.
No chance. What I think
he's not going to Huey Lewis us. And
no. Trust me. If you go see
a song from our new album.
No, if you go to see Springsteen, you're going to get an amazing show. And that's fact. The thing though, with all these artists, if you want to do something that's outside your lane, then give it to the public for free. Just do it and say, look,
right
here it is. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Don't charge somebody, because what's going to happen is you're going to get somebody who's not in the know, hasn't listened to this show. Oh, Bruce Springsteen's got a new album. I'm going to buy it. And then you buy it and you're like, really? Soul covers? That's what you're doing? Don't waste somebody's money.
Is there a Bruce Springsteen song that has to be played in concert?
Born to Run.
Has to.
But here's the thing.
He's got so many hits. He can easily do a concert without Born to Run.
100%. And he does. So the interesting
That's
thing,
why I asked you, is there a song he has to play where the masses would get pissed?
No. Well, the true Bruce Springsteen fans will know this. He changes his set every single night. So no one has a clue what he's going to be doing. So there's people that go, oh my God, he played a deep cut that he hasn't played since 1972, whatever. So I think like Born to Run is one of those that if there was one song that he had to play, it would be that, but he doesn't play it every show. So it's not like you're going to guarantee. I don't think there's any guarantees when it comes to Springsteen, but Born to Run, I would say probably most of his gigs, you're going to see that. And I think that's the song that everybody.
How many bands out there do you think, is it in the tens? Is it in the hundreds that could not play that have so many hits where they could not play like a major hit and they still would have fans go, oh my God, amazing show.
Oh, there's
like Bare Naked Ladies, they have to play $1 Million
or
Counting
One Week
Crows or whatever.
No, but
there's some bands that do, they don't have a choice.
Yeah, but there are other bands that have hit like Aerosmith.
Bon Jovi, right? They have so many.
No, but they still have to play Wanted, and John will tell you that they have to play Wanted, they have to play Living on a Prayer, and they have to play You Give Love a Bad Name. Those are the three that you have to do.
Have to play, okay.
No matter what. But I'm saying like Aerosmith. Typically you're going to hear Dream On, but they're a band that they don't have to. They can play whatever.
What about the Stones?
That's another one that's going to be able to play pretty much what they want to do. There's certain, I want to say like an AC/DC, there are certain songs I guess you'd have to hear from
You have
them,
to play Shook Me All Night Long.
but like
have to.
Or even like a Van Halen could probably get away with not playing Jump. And
Ooh, I don't know.
They could get away with not playing Hot for Teacher. And
they could that.
But
Jump?
but what I'm saying is they could do that. Not anymore since R.I.P. Ed. But but there are certain bands that can play different things and the fans are still going to love it no matter what. I guess that's the overall point is,
okay,
are there bands that could leave out their biggest hit and their fans still be there? There's a decent, those kind of a bit like a U2.
Yeah, U2 has
like
so
U2
many hits.
Doesn't have to play Sunday Bloody Sunday. They could play.
Well, I mean, but that's not their biggest one, is it?
No, but it's one of their biggest ones. With or Without You.
Yeah, With or Without You is the one I was going to say.
They could
one.
Yeah, but they could get away with not playing that, and it wouldn't change the fan experience. So,
all right,
there's certain bands, but they have to be those bands that could like sell out stadiums. So,
right, I'm with you.
So, boom. The next one coming out.
I didn't realize Eddie died 2 years ago. I just looked it up,
and it's a crime because he still hasn't had any kind of a tribute.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, and it's because the Van Halen camp is awful. They're just awful to work with. And so anyway, it's tragic that they haven't done any kind of a tribute. Tragic.
I agree.
So anyway, the next one is the band Fitz and the Tantrums.
What?
Have an album called Let Yourself Free. Comes out tomorrow. Fitz and the Tantrums is kind of an interesting band.
Fitz and how did you even hear about
Remember that song, I Can Hear Your Hand, I Can Make Your Hands Clap? You remember that?
No,
you would know it if you heard.
I'm sure I would know it if I heard it.
Anyway, they're a fun party band. So I think that's another band that I think you would like. They're more fun, that kind of thing. So if you like Fitz and the Tantrums, go check out.
I'm sure I like. You know me. I like campy, fun music.
You would love the Hands Clap song. Everybody, I don't know how you would escape it. It was literally, I want to say 4 years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. It was everywhere.
Well, you know me. I'm terrible.
But you couldn't get away from that one. But anyway, we had a show a couple weeks ago or maybe, and you were asking me about like touring and the costs.
Yeah.
And so as luck would have it, you know who Lourde is?
Mm-hmm.
Royals, all that stuff. Lourde actually made a post on social media this week that she kind of broke down the state of touring and basically was saying that, you know, for touring, it's you have to make the bands are having to make the decision of touring and go broke or like not really. And she kind of broke down how it's working in this day and age because with the what happened with COVID, basically, you know how nobody could tour for like 2 years.
2 years at least.
So they had all these. What happens?
No,
is,
sorry, a year and a half, 18 months.
What happens is all these bands all had contracts and all that stuff kind of got put on pause. So once the floodgates opened, you have like trucking companies and crews and all this stuff that was like, because when you're like a roadie for like one band, you're not a roadie for just that band. You're a roadie for when that band's not on a touring cycle, then you go and tour. You're touring with somebody else, and then somebody else, and you kind of make this rotation.
Sure.
So what happened is nothing was happening, and all these bands were putting out music and stuff like that and couldn't tour. Now the gates opened and they're all rushing out.
Right.
So what's happening is now the crews are in short demand. The trucking companies are in short demand. So keep in mind, you have to take your whole stage with you. So it's a big production. So to take the stage cross country, let's say just on a tour, it's now triple the cost because the demand. Triple the cost. So then you have,
because the people doing the transporting are charging more.
The truck drivers and all that stuff. So then you've got all the crew because now they're in demand. So let's say they work for Taylor Swift, Bon Jovi, U2, and Coldplay or whatever. These big. So now they're all touring at the same time and they're all trying to fight for this crew. So the crew's going, well, hey, now I need more money. So because I'm trying to recoup the 2 years that I didn't get paid. So if you're an artist, you're getting frustrated because now to pay for all of this, you have to charge triple, let's say triple what you already would have cost. And because you're trying to be kind to your fans. So you're sitting there going,
right. You charge 50 a ticket. Now you got to charge 125.
And it's not even that. It's like, it's basically saying, now I got to charge close to $300, $400 a ticket when I would have normally been like $150 a ticket to some of these big shows. And so so bands have to literally sit there and go, well, how do I make this to where I'm not going to go broke? Because I can't cut my cost. Like I have to.
You can't do it for free.
Yeah, I have to cover my cost. But then if you charge what cost is, you look like the artist that just wants to like take advantage and get as much money as you can. So it's really cool that she actually put this post out and explained things. I think a lot of people who go to a lot of shows understand that there's more than just the artist. But for those people who go, why is it that Taylor Swift is charging $700 for a show?
Right.
That's why. Why is it that, anybody's charging whatever? And on one end as a fan, you have to sit there and go, okay, well, do I want to pay, for the recoup, or do I skip out on the show? So it's an interesting situation that, and she's in, and she was not complaining. She was just saying she's fortunate that she can choose to sit out for a little bit.
That's pretty cool that she did that.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty neat. And
it's educational for her fans and the fans that like her and other bands, right? Like,
yeah.
So,
Yeah, like when I went to Iron Maiden, that's one of those shows. That's a huge show. And just even the merch people, I was like they had a little tip thing. And I was like, hey, do you get any of the tip? Or is this just, and he was like, no, we actually, kind of need the tips. And so I gave him a tip at the merch, even though the merch was already kind of overpriced as it is, the tickets weren't cheap, all of that stuff, but it is these people that are trying to get their lives back. So it's a little bit of a, if you can.
I mean, at that point, I probably wouldn't even bought anything. I would just tip. I can't afford a t-shirt, but I'll tip you.
Yeah. Well, I'm not doing that. I got to get something for the for the effort. But I just think, so people should consider that if they're going to concerts, they should really consider all of the stuff that goes into it. And it's not that the band wants to gouge you. It's at this point in time, that's the cost. But when everything clears up and rights itself, hopefully ticket prices will go back to
see.
what a normal, ticket.
It's going to be a while before things right themselves. That's for sure.
Yeah, because I've been looking at some shows coming up like next summer, and tickets are not cheap. So,
well, you come off the hip for those.
I do for certain. There's certain shows. I'm going to tell you right now. Your boy's going to get tickets to see Paramore.
Awful.
June 2nd in DC.
You could save that money. All right.
Oh, Haley is like one of the best front women in rock.
All right.
Awesome. Anyway, so that is.
Do we have another surprise?
We do. Actually, we do. If you want to consider her a surprise.
Oh, I thought we were going the TV route.
No, we're doing mailbag. I will say this week, as you alluded to earlier, your mom is on Fuego.
Oh yeah, she's pissed.
Yes, and it shows in the mailbag.
Yeah, like I most of the time call them, and I'm pretty bad at it. Like I call every 2 weeks or so.
Yeah,
she'll probably bust me on that. Right? There's a mole out there, and the mole is going to be like, Jeff says he calls every 2 weeks, so I'm going to get busted for that.
Yeah.
But like when I called. Like it was like going into the bathroom and Saw, right? And I was like, oh my God, what did I just get into? Right? Like the chain went around my leg. Like I saw the X on the thing. I was like, oh boy. And then I played the videotape, right? It was like, you think you can talk about your mom's potato salad, right?
I didn't even read the emails. I just saw them come in and I got scared. I felt like I was going to the principal's office. So I'm kind of nervous. Like maybe she's nice about it. Maybe she's cool about it. But
no, she's going to be nice. But
once I saw that she emailed, I was like, oh no.
No. It's going to be nice, but there is going to be an undertone of what did you just do?
The show went like when I saw that she emailed in, it was like my life flashed before my eyes. Like the show was going through my eyes. I'm like, did I say anything disparaging?
She would never harm anybody, but the guilt. Oh, well,
I hope it's a nice email. I hope it's friendly. So anyway, Brian typically he reads Brian reads these things in order, so we'll see how it goes.
All right, first email, and this is in order as Matt just said. The first email is from Rob from Leesburg. And his subject is question.
Moly.
He says, boys. My first question is for Brian. Brian, if Dan Snyder sells the Washington Commanders, would you consider becoming a fan of the Commanders? Well, Rob, yes. If he sells, if he sells the
terrible
team,
fan.
If he sells the team and they get a good owner and the owner immediately renames the team back to the Redskins or something that has some history with the Redskins, I may consider it.
Hurts me.
It sucks being a Ravens fan, doesn't it?
It hurts me to hear you say that.
He jumped off and he's already coming back.
Yeah, it hurts me.
The Ravens are doing well, so I'm not. I'm liking what I'm liking what I'm seeing with the Ravens, but
I'm not gonna lie.
My heart is still with Washington, and I want to be with Washington, but I just can't.
If Bezos, Jay-Z, and McConaughey buy it, I'm total. Well, I'm already in, but I mean, like,
theme. I'm not doing this Commander stuff.
With McConaughey behind the helm, nothing sucks about that.
So you're okay with another rename because you hate Commanders?
But it has to be something that has some history of the team. It has to be like Hogs or like Red Hogs or Red, something.
Right.
But if they don't change the name, but the ownership is awesome, like McConaughey, you're not going to jump in.
I mean, it's basically an expansion team right now. To me.
Okay.
So I mean, players aren't even going back to do events with the team because they don't even feel like it's the team they played for anymore.
Yeah.
What about like the Loyalist? It's not like a vicious name, but like, I mean, it would.
I don't know.
Like a traditionalist or something like that.
I just want McConaughey as the owner or just a piece owner because I just think that'd be an awesome like press conferences.
Right. You just want to hear his press conferences.
It'd be awesome. Don't think it wouldn't be. All right.
So the rest of the
We
email.
played
So he's got other questions.
Oh my God, are they?
So
Okay, sure.
Matt, what would the Flyers have to do in order for you to switch allegiance?
They would have to end as a team. There's nothing they can do. Look at me with the Redskins. I'm pretty much, I'm in. I'm wearing my Commanders gear. I'm embracing it. The Flyers, I can't think of anything that they could do other than not be a team. I think I would be.
I think that's right. I think that's a fair answer.
All right.
Boom.
Or move.
Jeff.
Even if they move, they don't even if they went to Hawaii or something like that.
The Hawaii Flyers, you would still root for them?
Well, yeah, because I wouldn't be able to see them.
What if they changed the colors to purple and orange? I mean, purple and gray. Sorry,
the Hulas or something like that.
Oh yeah, well if they change the name, move to Hawaii and all that, then I'd be done. At that point, the team doesn't exist. But if they don't change
the name and they're purple and gray and they call themselves the Maui Flyers, would you watch?
It would be tough. But I'm trying to think of who I would go to if I don't know. I could take on Boston.
There's a lot of good teams close.
No,
yeah,
I would
Boston, Islanders.
Never be Pittsburgh, and I'd never be the Caps. I'd probably go Boston because Boston and the Flyers have a similar style, gritty. It's the working town, so I'd probably go Boston. But
Islanders, Sabres,
but they
Devils.
would literally have to move, completely change their name, change their colors and everything where it's not even a team. That would be my thing.
All right, Jeff, what would the Jets have to do in order for you to no longer be a fan?
Oof. Similar, very similar to what Matt was saying. They would, if they kept the Jets name, I'm pretty sure I would follow them. But, if they moved, it would be so tough because I wouldn't want to root for another team. But there's going to be a lot of factors. Would I like the new colors? Would they keep the Jets name? To answer the question, they'd have to get rid of the Jets name. If they didn't change the name Jets, then I would likely still follow them regardless of where they went.
Mm-hmm. If that happened.
And I'm a big color fan, so there's almost any color combination I would be fine with.
So if they imploded, let's just say they're no longer a team, what would be your next team?
Ooh, that's a good question too.
Because I have to go Boston.
Previously,
it would have been Celtics fan. It helps.
Previously, it would have been the San Diego Chargers.
Okay,
but I hate LA.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a deep hatred of LA in me.
Yeah.
I don't like not the city, but just all their sports teams.
Mm-hmm.
So and the city, from what I hear, isn't that great anyway. So I probably, oh God, as of right now. Buffalo Bills.
Boom.
As of right now.
They're still in New York. You can't, and it's a working class place. You're kind of
working class fans. I like their colors. I like the name. And I'm dying to do one of the, what do you call it?
The table drops. Things.
Yeah. I would, you know me.
You would be perfect in their whole environment.
I'm a table drop guy.
Yes.
I would do the table elbow.
Yes.
If I even went to a game as a Jets fan and they even said, hey, we're the best Buffalo Bills fans you'll find. Why don't you do a table thing with us? I would easily do it.
Brian, make that happen.
Right.
I think we need to see this.
In fact, if we did one in your on your driveway, I would do it. I would totally try one.
I'm for it. We need to make this happen, Brian. Make it happen.
If we got a sturdy ladder and I jumped off one, I totally.
Well, I got a ladder already. I got a ladder ready to go. I even have a table, but it's.
By the way,
I don't want it to be broken.
That could be the next challenge, the one chip challenge.
Mm-hmm.
That could be the next.
Matt, are you prepared for Mooney to move in with you, and when he gets out of the hospital and be your gremlin again?
No,
he's got.
His wife isn't going to take care of him after he does that.
Yeah,
he's going to be like, I don't think I'm.
I know for a fact his wife would not.
She's like, I'm not even taking you to the hospital. You're an idiot.
I think I could survive. I mean, I'll come out a little bit banged up.
You'll be fine. You won't. I don't know what Brian's even talking about. You'll be fine.
All right. Thank you, Rob. That was a great email. Great questions.
Awesome.
All right, then moving on. The next email is from Mrs. Mooney, and her subject is potato salad. And she says, I'm responding to your request for my potato salad recipe, which I would normally be glad to supply, but after listening to the negative comments about potato salad, I will not be giving it to you. Thankfully, there are people who like and enjoy eating my potato salad, and maybe the people having it at a restaurant in Los Angeles may also like it. As Jeff said, there is no actual recipe, as this is just from my mom, and back then they did not measure ingredients, but did it all by taste. I am grateful my mom taught me how to make potato salad, and I'm sorry your generation does not appreciate old-fashioned home cooking.
I just want to clarify. I love your mom. It's the potato salad that I don't enjoy. But if she made like a cherry pie, I would eat your mom's cherry pie in a heartbeat.
Right.
I love cherry pie.
I know what you're saying.
So, Mrs. Mooney, just for the record, producer Brian would like to try your potato salad. I like potato salad. It's a favorite of mine. Leave it at that.
See, but that's
she made no, but I'm sure she makes great cakes, pies, whatever. She probably makes a bunch of great
things. I've told people at work, and now, Mom, people at work want the recipe. Like,
the recipe's a mystery.
I think we're on an island. I'm growing more and more under the thinking that we're on an island. That people actually
we're on the right island, the island of right.
You're on the wrong island.
I think right, but apparently people like potato salad.
There's a reason why the show is called Subfacts.
So
I think we're right.
So,
but apparently some people actually like potato salad.
So I also got another email from Rob from Leesburg, and should I talk about the contents of this email?
Yes,
sure. So the contents of this email are a recipe for potato salad that he claims is your mother's potato salad. I won't read it on the air because Mrs. Mooney doesn't want apparently that to go out.
Yeah, we can't read it on the air. That'd be sad.
Rob from Springfield or Leesburg did send a potato salad recipe that he claims is your mother's recipe.
So
he would know he's made it.
So Brian needs to make it for himself.
There you go, Brian. So you can make it. Now you can make it, Brian.
And you can do a taste test of the potato salad and let us know your thoughts as a potato salad eating person.
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm growing more and more nervous because I know we're right, but I do sense dissension in the ranks.
No one should eat cold potatoes ever.
That's what my people asked me. They said, why? And I said, it's very simple. Cold potato.
Yeah. Dumb.
And guess what? When I reasoned with them, then they saw the light. They're like, well, what do you mean? I was like, okay, potatoes are not meant to. I said this, and this is a killer. Name me another dish that has cold potatoes.
Do chips count?
No, absolutely not.
Because they're technically cold and they're technically potatoes.
But they're not cold. You don't refrigerate them. They're room temperature.
Oh, good point. Good point.
They're room temperature.
Yep.
But you refrigerate potato salad. Name me another dish where you refrigerate potatoes. Mm-hmm. You don't.
You don't.
All right. Thank you, Mrs. Mooney, for that email.
Thank you, Mom.
The next email is from Space Ghost Bill. And Space Ghost Bill, his subject is show comments. And he says, I have a couple of Roku TVs and a standalone Roku, so I was able to watch the Weird Al movie.
So he's the one guy who has a Roku.
He says, I hated it, even though I like Weird Al, so save your time. He says, I didn't like the style of the movie where the story was fictional. He says he saw that movie when it was the complete Al back in the 80s starring Weird Al, which I loved back then.
I saw that. Great. Yeah. So he's saying no. He's saying
no good.
He's saying no good, which I was going to watch it. It's on Flickster.
Be good.
Yeah. I was going to watch it, but I didn't. Thankfully, Space Ghost Bill just saved me some more time. Way to go.
He also says, he goes on to say, I loathe the Houston a-holes, but I wanted to clear
agreed.
up the cheating issue that you brought up last week. Pujols gave Maldonado the bat that was deemed illegal. The bat is made from maple, which is now illegal for safety reasons, not performance reasons. Maple splinters too much when it breaks. Pujols was grandfathered in, so when he was still allowed to use the bat, the maple bat, but Maldonado was not. So while it was an illegal bat, it wasn't really cheating.
If Maldonado knows that maple is illegal and he uses the bat, it's sort of cheating.
No, but so what Space Ghost is basically
he's saying is it doesn't improve the performance of the bat.
Yeah, it doesn't improve. It's just a matter of it splinters when it breaks. So
maybe he could be looking to hurt one of the Yankees. I don't know.
No, what I do.
Either way, they won the World Series, and it's vomitous.
I do appreciate Space Coast clearing that up because I literally was thinking they were like hollowing out the bat and all kinds of stuff.
It's a good clear up.
So it's a good clear up, and
I still hate them.
I still hate them too because they have a history of cheating, from what I understand.
Yeah.
And even though this isn't technically a cheat, there's probably other cheats somewhere else, and it's got Houston's name all over it. F them.
F them.
All right. Thank you for the email, Space Coast.
And
that was a great email.
Yeah, I was rooting for the Phillies too. They did. Yes,
Space
it was
Coast is on Fuego.
The Phillies just went cold, and Framber Valdez is an unfathomable good pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one. I mean, he pitched in I think Game 5 or Game 4, whatever it was. Philly went us up 2-1. Yeah, Game 4, and he just basically shut him down.
All right. So this is the last email. This email is a follow-up email from Mrs. Mooney. So
no,
we are getting torched today.
She didn't leave it with just the one email. She came in with a second email. And in this email, she says, I just spoke with my niece who informed me that a multimillionaire who owns Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch had put out a contest to put together an old-fashioned barbecue with potato salad, hot dogs, etc. The potato salad would get to host this barbecue for many important people. The
winner of the
she
potato
says,
salad thing.
My potato salad recipe won the contest, and the barbecue was a huge success. So there are people out there who do enjoy potato salad.
Wow.
So your mom's recipe is award-winning. By a multi-millionaire award-winning recipe.
I love this.
So
I love your mom. I do. I love the fact that she's like, F you fatties.
I agree with her. She's right.
Like she's literally like, my potato salad is award-winning. It's loved by all.
That's what I'm saying.
And you guys suck.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm growing nervous. Like I'm really.
You gotta go see her soon at the holidays
you're gonna go for
and
Thanksgiving,
everything.
and she's gonna like have nothing but potato salad.
I'm sticking
How
with our
funny would
story.
that be?
She should do
sticking
that.
with our story.
She should.
But I don't know why. Like, still, like even like it wouldn't even be part of my contest. If I was a millionaire contest and I had a barbecue contest, I wouldn't have.
Of course, you got to have
potato
potato salad and coleslaw in a barbecue.
I'm the person that said, "Could we add potato salad to the contest?" I'd say, "No, you're done."
No, because you got to have like maybe you got to have like whatever protein you have.
You have the
right?
ribs, you have brisket, you have chicken, all that stuff.
Yeah,
maybe
cornbread.
Cornbread. There you go.
Yeah, but potato salad's totally
and coleslaw in a barbecue.
No, coleslaw's worse.
Oh, coleslaw is actually.
I bet your mom can't even argue. Award-winning coleslaw recipe.
No, she doesn't.
If you know how to make coleslaw,
no one on earth
if
ever.
you go to
coleslaw.
a dumpster outside of a restaurant and you clean everything out and just get that sludge that's at the bottom of the dumpster, that's coleslaw.
Yeah, you can make coleslaw.
That's how you make coleslaw.
Coleslaw's the best.
You just look into a garbage at any chef at any restaurant and just take it out of the garbage. That's coleslaw.
That's coleslaw. Awesome. Sucks.
Just a bunch of shredded stuff that doesn't belong together.
I do. Brian mentioned what you. Go ahead.
Mooney, you're gonna go to Thanksgiving and your mom's gonna be like, "Oh, we're not having mashed potatoes this year. We're having potato salad." And we're not having corn
Yeah.
this year. We're having potato salad.
She has nothing but
And
potato salad
guess
on the
what?
table.
Then Jeff is going to McDonald's, which will be open, and then I'll have McNuggets for Thanksgiving.
Because like I hope she does that to you. I think it'd be hilarious. I don't have to go, so it's funny for me to watch. But
No. I mean, then I'll go to McDonald's. Then I'm having.
Would you have to eat a plate of the coleslaw or the potato salad while you're there, though?
No, I would not. I just
you would
wouldn't
just
eat
not
it.
What
eat?
if she
I
says
wouldn't
you
eat it.
will deeply offend me, Jeff, to the point where I can never forgive you if you
Like
don't eat this
slapping me
potato
in
salad?
the
Then,
face.
if she said that, then I'll eat it.
Because
if
that,
she
seems,
said that.
that
God,
seems
I
like what this is coming to at this point.
I hope that happens.
That if she says it'll deeply offend me, I would eat it.
I think
Rob,
you have,
we know
I
you're
think
the-
you
never
have
wanna
deeply offended
deeply
her based on the
like
emails.
Rob, we know you're
These
the
are all
mole.
jokes.
Can you
She's
make this
playing a part.
happen?
She's playing a part of the show. These are
Just jokes, Ed. Just jokes. Rob, you're the mole. We know this. Can you make this happen? Because it would be
Yes.
funny for the show.
The mole.
It would be
Mrs.
funny
Mooney,
for the
thank
show.
you for both
who else
emails. They were
did
great.
me? Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Mooney. We love you.
Love you, Mom.
Okay, so I do not have special music for the TV segment.
Damn it.
I know, but hey, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
2 out of 3 ain't.
So I could do the movie one again just to kind of because they're similar. But anyway, big week for TV. Big week. The number one show, I'm throwing it out there right now. The number one show on TV for probably the next 10 years is going to be Tulsa King.
I am excited. I want to see this.
It comes out November 13th. It's Stallone's first time ever doing TV.
God, and you know he's going to knock it out of the park because he's
100%. I saw a couple interviews with him recently, and he's basically so this part is basically written for him, made for him, and it's the first time he gets to play like a gangster.
Yeah.
And so the premise is he gets out of jail. He's a gangster. His New York connections send him out west to go start like racketeering and all that stuff. And so he goes in there.
Tulsa, Oklahoma, right?
Sets up shop. Yep. All this stuff. And he, it's even got some comedy like to it a little bit.
He's pimp.
It's a perfect show.
Wait.
It's a perfect show. I haven't seen it. It's going to be a perfect show.
10 out of 10.
Yep. Then the guy who wrote Tulsa King, who's writing like every other show,
Yellowstone season 9,000.
whatever. I know there's so many people geeked out for it. I
Ugh.
know BK loves that show. I
Yeah.
made it through 4 shows. Season
It's
1.
Western. I can't do it.
It's not really Western, but it's not Western like
Right.
it's not that.
But it's still like ranch Western.
Yeah, I can't connect. I tried.
It's horses.
I
and
think you got to be able to connect a little bit. I just could not connect.
There's no way I'm going to connect.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I mean,
And I love Costner, but he's no Stallone.
Oh, not even close. And then so Yellowstone, but there's a ton of people geeking out for it, so it's going to be big. So November 13th, Yellowstone and Tulsa King.
People
Boom.
are going to be nuts.
Earlier this week, November 9th, The Crown came out. I think that's season 5. Brian, correct me if I'm wrong. You're the one that watches it.
Season 5.
And so people are interested in that because obviously, just coming off the death of the Queen.
Yeah,
I think this takes place. I think this season,
you're going to get increased viewership, and I'm not excited.
I think this season, this season covers like the affair between Camilla and Prince Charles, and
gotcha.
so
interest.
I've never been a fan of the royals. I do like Queen Elizabeth, and I think I watched a couple episodes of it. I just didn't continue on.
There's no chance I watch.
Brian loves it. It's like the Golden Girls for him. And so
the Queen is of an age
anyway
in the show.
Yep. The Queen is of an age.
That's true. I'm a big fan of the young Queen. I was like,
Ooh,
hello, young Queen. So anyway, I'm not seeing that either.
Nope.
The one I am going to watch.
I'm 1 for 3 so far.
The one I am going to watch, I'm a sucker for the Santa Claus movies, the Tim Allen ones.
Oh, no.
I loved all of them. And now they have a series on Disney Channel. It comes out tomorrow. It's called The Santa Clauses. So the whole premise is he's been Santa Claus for like 30 years or whatever, and so he's ready to retire.
Yeah.
And so he's trying to find like the
Replacements, yeah.
And I like the character. I like Tim Allen. And
Tim Allen's good.
And so
he's very funny. He's watchable.
Yeah, so I'm gonna watch it.
He's a good dude.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. So tomorrow is the Santa Clauses, and I want to give a follow-up review because I talked last week. I talked about the show Blockbuster.
I watched it
with Randall Park. I couldn't finish the first episode. It sucked so bad.
I finished 4 episodes.
Wow.
And I stopped.
Oh, you really hung in there trying to make it good.
I did. I so tried.
And I love JB Smoove, and I thought he was going to be great, but it's not funny. The girl is attractive but very annoying, and so all of the people I just didn't like. I do like Randall Park, but I'm like, it didn't work for me.
Here's the biggest problem with the show, and that's why I hung in there, because Blockbuster is like super sentimental to me. I loved going to Blockbuster. I went 3 or 4 days a week, probably. It hits home. I wanted to love it. But the chemistry is just
terrible.
It's not there. What makes Randall Park funny, is that his name? Randall Park, on the fresh off the boat.
Fresh off the boat, love him. Constance Wu.
Right. But what makes him funny on that show is what makes him not funny on this show.
Mm-hmm.
It's just this aloofness to he tries to sell the same aloofness and it doesn't work.
No, it's
like
just
the
not
character,
good.
and there's really only one likable character on the entire show. And he gets featured a decent amount, but it's not enough. Like there's no person you have to see.
Yeah.
Like what do you call it? Cobra Kai, the guy who had the ponytail, whoever the big dude.
Yeah.
Scorpion. Yeah, Scorpion. I liked, he wasn't the best, but you like seeing him. He's a good, rewarding character. And that's what Cobra Kai had. They had rewarding characters that you could watch, but Blockbuster does not have any.
No, it's very weak, and I feel bad that I even brought it up on the show last week.
Yeah, I mean, you can tune out. Like if you are 2 or 3 episodes in, stop.
Don't.
I tried, and I'm probably one of the biggest Blockbuster fans you'll ever meet, and I couldn't sit through it.
And I mentioned it before, I'm so late to the show, but I've been crushing What We Do in the Shadows because it's fantastic.
What We Do in the Shadows.
Colin Robinson is the greatest.
He's the best character on the show.
I love Colin Robinson. I actually got called Colin Robinson by the Gestapo this week.
Colin Robinson.
So,
you didn't say I thought you were going to say that was my nickname back in college.
Oh, no. So Colin Robinson, for those who don't watch the show, he's an energy vampire, and he goes out of his way to suck the energy out of people. So he just annoys people so bad. And what's funny about it is the vampires all call each other by their first names. They like Nadia and all that. But Colin Robinson's always Colin Robinson. Like they hate him, and it's the funniest.
Is this the same with Jeff? Is this the same with Jeff?
Yeah,
okay.
It's the funniest show, and I've been crushing it. And I know I'm late to the party. I know I'm late. I actually went back to watch the original movie that it was based on, and that's pretty funny too. I like the TV show better, but
all right,
it's still pretty funny.
All right.
So What We Do in the Shadows.
A good TV show after a bat. Okay, good.
Yes. I think we've said it all.
I think we have. And man, big, huge, like I'm talking mega millions kudos or Powerball kudos to our friend and the guy who made it all happen, Andy, because all music, all tech support for Subfacts is provided by our friend Andy at Creative Underground. He runs a state-of-the-art production studio in our hometown of Leesburg, Virginia. You, me, and everybody can find out more by going to his website. But that's not where it ends. He does pro karaoke. He does corporate events. He does weddings. He does concerts, youth sports. The guy does it all. And you won't be sorry. He put out an unreal video for the Iron Maiden concert So
you can check that out on YouTube, by the way. If you go to Creative Underground's page on YouTube, you'll see the Iron Maiden show plus some other shows. But I've watched the Iron Maiden show probably 6 times since he put it up there.
Awesome. I mean, it's awesome.
You get to hear me go, woo!
It's, by the way, just check it out to hear Matt go, woo! So go to the website, folks,
www.creativeunderground.co.com. Awesome.
And you know those spots are live, folks, because you just heard Matt completely sabotage my advertisement.
Did I?
Yeah, like I said, Iron Maiden, you were like,
oh, yeah, it happens. what are you going to do?
So you know they're live, folks. Yes. Good to know they're live.
So working without a net. So if you are meeting a celebrity and you don't want your son to take a picture,
now that's funny.
You want to bring Ben from KStreetPhotographyDC.com with you.
You 100%
to make sure that you're going to get the best pictures. And you know what? So I was talking to somebody today, and they said that they're taking their Christmas picture, like, you know, you do Christmas pictures.
Shoot me now.
To send out to everybody and go, hey, look at me. I'm going to put you on my refrigerator Christmas picture. But the person was like, yeah, I'm hoping my daughter doesn't screw it up because she's trusting the daughter to do it. And I'm like, I told the story about trusting my son.
Yeah, no, you can't.
And so, you know, that's something where, hey, stick with a professional. Get your boy Ben from KStreetPhotographyDC.com to make sure that you're going to get a good quality picture. You know, that's, if it's really important to you, you want the world to know you wish them a Merry Christmas, Ben's your guy.
Awesome.
Yeah. So he can get some, if you're big and fat, he can get some drone footage of you.
Yes, he can. Drone footage.
Can get some aerials. But no, my man's on fuego. But the one thing that he does a lot that we don't pay attention to much is when there's big construction that's going on, companies basically hire him,
of course,
to do the drone footage of the progress,
right,
of what it,
because he puts it all together at the end.
Yeah, you get a good time lapse.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, time lapse is pimp.
It is pretty cool. I'm okay with time lapse, but yeah. So Ben, KStreetPhotographyDC.com. Tell him Subfacts sent you.
Boom. By the way, I've seen the photos this week and some of the videos. Like the trailer buses for these concerts when they go out. I mean, they are, if they went to Big Dog Auto Detailing before they left, people would be oohing and awing as they drove down the road because they're spectacular. I mean, I don't know how he does it, but that's why you got to book them weeks in advance, folks. Every vehicle you have, car, truck, Jeep, maybe even boats, trailer, whatever, you got to give them a call. Big Dog Auto Detailing, 571-233-8716. He'll make everything you have look like new. He's the best out there. The winter's coming. You got to get a ceramic because you want to protect the car.
Here's the thing also, we don't really show off a lot. We've said it in the past a little bit, but let's say, you know how the new cars come out and
let's say you're driving.
The new car, like the 2023 cars are out in the fall, right? This fall.
Right.
And you're thinking, I want to get a new 2023 car, but I've got my old car.
You got to sell your car to the dealership.
You got to sell your car. But the best way to get extra couple of $1,000 on your vehicle is to send it to Big Dog Auto Detailing. It'll cost you a little bit to get a lot more back.
Easily. You could spend $200 to get $2,000 because I can tell you this. I've sold a car to CarMax before. They look it over for about 10 to 15 minutes. The better that thing looks, the more they're going to give you for it.
Absolutely. So definitely taking advantage of something like that. So Big Dog Auto Detailing, 571-233-8716.
Boom.
And as we've mentioned, Christmas is coming. And
you got to buy gifts for people.
Yeah.
You have to. It's unavoidable.
And
or you can send the gifts 3 weeks in advance, like certain people's parents.
That's true. I know that our merch is on hot demand. I know people want the T-shirts. They want the beach towels. They want the mugs. The coffee mugs, by the way, are pretty dope. So
they are dope.
you definitely want to get that in time before, Christmas hits, because there is going to be a mad rush on the post office and all this kind of stuff. So
Absolutely.
you want to get in early. Even if you want the poster, like we'll even sign the poster,
We'll
but
sign it.
But you got to get in early, because if you're trying to make it under the tree, you got to be able to get it to us so we can sign it and then get it back to you. So, you definitely have to hit
Pristine
up.
signatures, folks, guaranteed.
Absolutely. We'll have the boy take pictures of us signing it and send it to you. Anyway, go to subfactspodcast.com to learn more about us, but also you can get our merch. That's the most important thing.
And then like and subscribe. See us on all the major platforms. Listen on the major platforms. See us on YouTube.
And I'm going to call out some states because we've got people in like Washington State, which I don't know.
Awesome.
We have people in Ohio. We have people in Missouri. We have people, a lot of the Midwest people that listen to our show, but none of them write in. So I'm kind of calling out those people. I want to know the people in Washington. Let's say, we should pick Washington State.
We should.
If you're in Washington State, write into the show, write into subfactspodcast@gmail.com. Even if you have nothing to say, just other than, hey, I'm just checking in because you called me out.
Just say, hey, I'm your biggest fan of Washington. No problem.
Exactly. So write us at subfactspodcast@gmail.com. And if you do, we'll give you Mooney's mom's potato salad recipe, but only you.
Yes.
How's that for a good thing?
That is awesome.
We can't broadcast it, but
award-winning recipe, by the way. Award-winning.
If you write into the show, we will send you the award-winning recipe. She won't get pissed at that, will she?
She won't.
Okay, good. Okay, so that's a plan, folks. And yeah, if you've tell all your friends about us. We're on all major platforms.
Do it.
Boom.
I think we said it all today.
We definitely have.
We said a lot.
Yes.
So, an hour. 2 hours.
Yeah, we're
Jesus,
good.
we went way over.
Yeah. So once again, happy birthday to the U.S. Marine Corps. Happy birthday to my late grandfather. And tomorrow, thank every veteran you see.
Absolutely. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. We will see you next week.
Yeah.